Epicureanism and Hedonism. They're often painted as philosophies of excess or indulgence, but that's missing the point. See, at their core, these ideas are about seeking pleasure and avoiding pain, yes, but with a kind of wisdom that's surprisingly relevant today. It's not just about instant gratification or endless partying, it's about understanding what truly brings satisfaction and what leads to distress. Modern life is a pressure cooker of productivity, social media, and endless musts that's left so many people exhausted and disconnected from their own sense of well-being. And this is where the ancient ideas of Epicurus and even some aspects of hedonism slip back into relevance. Think about what Epicureanism actually advocates. Epicurus believed that a simple life, filled with modest pleasures, good company, and a sense of inner peace, leads to happiness. He wasn't interested in the glitz or in maximizing pleasure for its own sake. In fact, he was wary of luxury, since he thought it created dependencies that make people unhappy when they don't have what they desire. How modern is that? We live in a time where every app, every ad, every influencer is selling us on things we need, and yet, people are often lonelier, more anxious, and less fulfilled. Epicureanism suggests that real pleasure isn't about chasing every desire, but about cultivating satisfaction in what's essential, lasting, and within reach. Epicurus thought that the path to pleasure lies in recognizing our natural limits, in valuing simplicity, friendship, and introspection over wealth or fame. It's a radical notion now, but it's exactly what people are craving. Think of the modern minimalist movement or even the fascination with mindfulness and mental health. These are echoes of Epicurean wisdom. They're about rejecting the noise of consumer culture, not as an ascetic practice, but as a route to real, stable pleasure. People are burnt out from chasing goals that feel endlessly out of reach, and Epicureanism cuts through that noise. It says, stop exhausting yourself, find contentment in what you can truly enjoy, and don't let ambition or social pressure make you suffer. Then there's hedonism, which often gets misunderstood. It's not all about extremes or hedonistic excess. True hedonism is more nuanced. It asks us to honestly assess what brings pleasure and satisfaction. Now, hedonism doesn't shy away from enjoyment, in fact, it celebrates it. But it doesn't suggest that every pleasure is equal, nor that we should chase pleasure without thought to the consequences. True hedonism, especially in its more philosophical forms, asks us to be strategic about our happiness. Hedonism in the modern world would say, is this fleeting, cheap thrill really worth it, or is there something richer, more enduring to pursue? Think of social media again, or consumerism. Modern hedonism would challenge us to examine the quality of these experiences. Is scrolling through endless feeds or buying the latest gadget giving you genuine satisfaction? Or is it just numbing you? In a way, hedonism demands that we don't just grab at surface-level enjoyment, but really examine our lives for deeper pleasure and fulfillment. It's about self-awareness, and in that, it's almost like a mental exercise in cultivating discernment. Modern hedonism, then, isn't about surrendering to impulse, it's about understanding that our lives are made up of countless choices. Every choice has an impact on our sense of well-being, so why not choose carefully? At the heart of both philosophies is an awareness of pleasure as something we can shape, something we can control, and not merely a fleeting state that we stumble upon. Epicureanism teaches us restraint as a route to pleasure, and hedonism encourages us to pursue joy consciously. Both are about reclaiming our happiness from the expectations imposed by society. And isn't that precisely the challenge of today's world, to find space to be genuinely content and joyful amidst the noise, the competition, the endless pursuits? These philosophies ask us to think, is this really what I want? Or is it just what I've been told will make me happy? In the modern context, this becomes an act of rebellion. It's a quiet refusal to let external forces dictate our happiness, to instead find that happiness on our own terms. We've been taught to want so much, to achieve so much, and yet we know, deep down, that not all of it makes us happy. Epicureanism and hedonism offer us the tools to reconnect with that innate sense of what we truly desire and what truly fulfills us. So, in a way, these aren't just ancient philosophies. They're survival tools for modern life.